Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing today? Hey, thought I'd jump on here and make a little content, man. I'll go ahead and y'all can see my little shirt right here. Limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. Long time Ric Flair fan. Y'all know what it is. You know what that means. It's Wrestlemania weekend. I've been watching wrestling since I was a little kid. My grandfather got me hooked to it since I was like 5, 6, 7 years old, something like that. So I thought let me jump on here, do a little content right quick. I don't know if y'all still watching or whatever, but I'm gonna get you caught up and I'm gonna do some predictions and then get on ready, get you a drink, get you some beer or whatever, and get ready for WrestleMania. Gonna be tough tonight. I know we got college basketball and be going back and forth with the little thing, but it's all good. Ready for WrestleMania. So I'm not gonna hold you too long, man. I'm gonna get to some of these predictions. Listen, since Triple H took over from Vince McMahon, things have kind of been a lot more unpredictable. It's been a lot more fun. I think we're gonna have a good card tonight. So but there also is rumors that he's kind of got his fingertips on the thing. Vince has got his fingertips back into things. So might see some surprises, might see some swerves. A lot of speculation that The Rock might show up, maybe get involved with that bloodline plot line that's going with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Who knows? I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into the matches. It's 2 nights now. I remember back in the day, it was pretty much one day, maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then they started doing, the big stadiums, and it was going 6 or 7 hours long. Now they split it up into 2 days. So let's start with Saturday. Let's look at the card right here. You know what I'm saying? WrestleMania Saturday starting tonight. Let's work our way from the bottom and go up. Even though I heard Cena in theory is going to kick off the show, we'll go from the bottom and work our way up. So we got this tag match: Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. That's basically your match that, throw everybody in there who couldn't get a program going, who couldn't have a storyline going. Let's get them on the card some kind of way. So what I think is going to happen with that, I'm gonna give you who should wins, and I'm gonna give you who probably is gonna win. In my opinion, who should win is the Street Profits because they haven't had a like a signature victory or whatever to add to their resume. They still haven't put the tag team championships on them. A lot of people think they're gonna break them up pretty soon because Montez Ford is clearly the breakout star. So who knows? I think the Street Profits should win, but probably who's going to win? Uh, Braun Strowman and Ricochet. So that's my prediction for that. Next up, you got uh, the father and son storyline of Rey Mysterio versus his son Dominic. And if you've been watching this, it's been pretty entertaining. Rey's tried to keep for the longest from fighting his son. His son has turned into a real jerk. He's a real prick. He's joined up with this group called Judgment Day, and they've been at him. They just been poking the bear, poking the bear. So who should win? As a father of a knucklehead child, I would say Ray should win, but who is going to win is Dominic Mysterio because Ray is winding it on down. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. He's winding it on down, and it's history and tradition in wrestling to pass the torch on to the next person who's going to be there, give him a push, give him a storyline. So I say Dominic Mysterio wins that. Up next after that, we got Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul, the social media star who shocked everybody last year by making his debut. And he's like a natural. He's like a fish to water. If you watch some of his matches, he's a high flyer. He's a risk taker. And he puts on great matches. He had a great match against Roman Reigns, great match against, I want to say, the Miz and people like that. And so I expect that one to be one of these show stealers of the night. But I got to go with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins should win, and I think he will win because Seth has been, he took the bullet and put Cody Rhodes in this position. He lost 3 straight times to him. So they kind of owe Seth Rollins. So I'm going with Seth Rollins on that. Next up, Becky Lynch versus Lita. I'm sorry, Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control. To be honest with you, man, this one has kind of been flat for me. The build has been very flat. I think they just kind of threw things together to make a match where you got, 3 on this side, 3 on that side. Who should win? I would say Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus. But who is going to win, I think, is going to be Damage Control. Because sometimes you want the bad or the heel group to win. And then I hear some rumors that Trish Stratus is going to start a program with Becky Lynch, so she's probably going to turn heel. So I'll go with Damage Control in that, and Trish Stratus is going to probably cost her team the victory. Next up, which is I think should be the main event. I heard they said Austin's Theory and John Cena is going to open the show, so the main event should be this one up in here in the middle, the Usos versus Sami Zayn. If you've been following WWE at all, you know the Bloodline storyline has been the hottest thing going with Sami Zayn. He was a part of the group for a while. He was an honorary Us. He was about to become Sammy Uso. Then they did the big swerve at Royal Rumble where he just wouldn't pull the trigger. He wouldn't pull the trigger and hit Kevin Owens over the head with a chair and fully join in with the Bloodline. So he turned on them, and it's just been riveting TV. One of the best storylines I've ever seen WWE put on. So Sami Zayn is back with his old boy, Kevin Owens, and they're taking on the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Listen, I'm a big Bloodline fan. I've been enjoying the whole thing. Who I think should win, I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should win, and I think they will win because I think that's what really propels the story forward. I think if the Usos were to win some kind of way, it would just kind of flatten everything out. It wouldn't make sense. Plus, if that's going to be the main event, because Austin Theory and Cena are going to open up, if that's going to be the main event, you have to send the people going home happy, and they definitely want to see Sami Zayn win that thing. So that's my prediction for that, which leaves... Oh, yeah. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So they fought a few years ago, Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. And in my opinion, Charlotte Flair is probably the best female wrestler probably in history. Charlotte's really good. A lot of people think she's just in her position because her dad's Ric Flair, but no, she's earned it. If you watch her matches, she's really earned it. But Rhea is a beast. Like Rhea, if you see her, how she's built, she's so strong, stocky, and she's got this look about her where you just can't take her eyes off her. And Charlotte went over a few years ago. She won at WrestleMania a few years ago. So I think it only makes sense. Give Rhea Ripley her moment, put the title on her, and now it's 1-1. And you just like how back in the day with Steve Austin and The Rock, you have that trilogy coming now. So now you give Rhea the victory a couple years down the line, or maybe even next year, WrestleMania. Now you got that best of 3 trilogy match for all the marbles. And I think that's how you go. So Rhea Ripley comes out ahead in that one in a classic. And then John Cena and Austin Theory. Like I say, I heard this is going to open the show, but it's put there in the graphic as the main event. But in any event, it's clear who's going to win. It doesn't make any sense for John Cena to win the U.S. title. He's a part-timer. He's really coming back just for the love of the game and just to, put younger people over. His last few matches, he's pretty much lost all of them. He lost to Roman. I think he lost to AJ Styles. I think some other person that he might have. So I think the same thing is going to happen here. Very entertaining match. A lot of people are high on Austin Theory. They think he's going to be probably one of the next faces of the WWE as Roman starts to wind it down. So I think it's clear cut that Austin Theory is going to win that match. All right, so that's for Saturday night. I think that's a really good card. I like how they balanced it out. And I think that's going to be a really good card, really hot night. But night 2 is where it's at, y'all. Night 2 is really, I think, where this thing is going to kick to another gear. Let's start with that tag championship again. That's just let's throw everybody on the card, have a little fun. That's the popcorn match. No offense, ladies, but that's the popcorn match. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Who should win? Who cares? Who is going to win? Who cares? I mean, it's probably one of those things. But just to pick somebody, I'll go with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler just because she's Ronda Rousey. And nobody cares about this match. Next one up, Brock Lesnar versus Omos. So the wrestling community was kind of taking a dump on this when it was first set up. We thought we were going to get Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar in the kind of a climactic finish because the other thing at Elimination Chamber was bogus, but they decided to go in a different direction. The build since then, I've kind of gotten into it because now we get to see Brock Lesnar in a position he's never been, and that's the underdog. He's the small guy in this match, and we're used to seeing Brock throw people around, beat people up. He, obviously he had some things with Big Show and Mark Henry, but they were nowhere near as big as Omos is. I saw Omos in person recently at a movie theater, and that's a big dude. Like sometimes you see wrestlers and he's clearly not as big as their build. I don't think Omos is 7'3", but he's definitely a legit 7-footer, maybe 7'1". So I mean, we talking inches there, but still a really big boy. And Brock is so underrated. I think a lot of people are going to see Brock lead this guy to a really good, hard hitting match, and he's going to make him. I don't think Brock is going to lose. I'm predicting him to win, but he's going to make him in that tradition of it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to leave him looking spent, and it's going to put a lot of respect on Omos. So I think that's how that match is going to go. The next up, we got a Hell in a Cell match with Edge and Finn Balor. Finn Balor's in the Judgment Day. That's a hot faction that they got going right now. Edge is also an old timer, a part timer right now. So again, it doesn't make sense for the old timer to get the victory unless there's some bigger or ongoing storyline. This storyline's been going on since last year. It's time to blow off and move on. So I see Finn Balor in his demon form picking up the win in that one. Obviously, there'll be some shenanigans, but yeah, Finn Balor. This next one is the one I'm really looking forward to. I think they're going to steal the show for the Intercontinental title. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. This all started last year at Clash of the Castle when Gunther and Sheamus had the match of the year and beat that piss out of each other. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, if you go back and watch that, you're going to be like, ooh, because they beat the crap out of each other. If you know Sheamus, he's really pale. He got that pale skin tone, and Gunther was chopping the crap out of him, and he turned red as the letters on this shirt. So it started with that. That was a classic. They had to run it back, and then Drew McIntyre, who was Sheamus's boy, made a challenge to want to get involved, and so that's how we got this three-way. If you know the styles of all three men, you know this is going to be a hard-hitting match. They're going to be beating the hell out of each other. They're very stiff in the ring, and Gunther is, I think, that guy that they're trying to push to the next level. He's been an Intercontinental Champion now for, I think, almost a year, and I expect him to pick the victory up. Who should win? I would say I think Sheamus deserves that WrestleMania moment for the work he's put in over the few years, and reinventing himself and kind of establishing himself as a guy who you want to see. Like back in the day, you used to want to skip the channel when Sheamus came on. Now you want to see every match that he has because he puts out banger after banger after banger. So I think Sheamus should win, but Gunther is my prediction. All right, and then for the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I'm a big fan of Asuka. I'm also a big fan of Bianca Belair. This is a toss-up right here because you can make the argument that it's time for time for Bianca Belair to drop the title because she's had it for a while and it's kind of getting a little stale because they're kind of just feeding her to everybody. I mean, feeding everybody to her, I should say. And Asuka's got a great character. Asuka, everybody likes Asuka. She's got that crazy makeup. She's got the mist now, but it's hard to say, man. Like, do we take the title off of Bianca just to take the title off of Bianca? Where do we go from there? What kind of champion is Asuka going to be? It's a toss-up, y'all. Who should win? Who should win? I will say Bianca Belair should win. She's been a great champion, and I think she's the more durable of the two. I think she's more interesting of the two. But my prediction is Asuka, just because they probably want to go in a different direction, see what they can do with Asuka. And Asuka hasn't won anything at WrestleMania, so I think if you're gonna throw somebody a bone, throw it to Asuka. And then last but not least, man, listen. Hold on, I'll show it again. Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Listen, I understand Cody Rhodes is very popular. Cody Rhodes is a great promo. Cody Rhodes is great in the ring. I'm not a big fan of that crossroads move. Maybe that's what's holding me off on Cody. I just don't like that finisher, that crossroads. Do y'all like that finisher? I don't like the finisher. I like Dusty Rhodes more than I like Cody Rhodes. You know what I'm saying? Going up old school, him going up against Ric Flair back in the day on Superstation 605. You know what I'm saying? Old school. Something about Cody I just don't buy. Whereas with Roman Reigns, man, you buy everything with him. Uh, since he's made this change to being the tribal chief and working as a heel, I've seen his work just as a storyteller go to another level. Uh, his facial expressions, some of the things he says, his ad libs in the ring, he just pulls you in. It's been captivating. His run, this 3-year run, almost 3-year run, has simply been captivating. And the Bloodline storyline, when you started with him and Jay, how he got Jay involved, then he brought Jimmy Uso in, growing to the point now where you got Solo Sikoa, the Wise Man, Paul Heyman. It's been stellar. It's been stellar. And in a way, I don't really want it to end because I'm just like I said, something about Cody, that just doesn't land with me. But I get it. Just like how the situation with Bianca Belair, a lot of people feel like it's time to make that change, time to go in a different direction. But I'm not a person that says that we should change just for the sake of change. Uh, WWE has never been hotter in terms of business. Now they're thinking about selling the company. And Roman Reigns has been in the forefront of that as the guy. Here's where we talk about possible shenanigans because there's rumor that The Rock is there, that he's going to get involved in some kind of way. So does The Rock come in, maybe help Cody win, or with the bigger story? Because you remember now, it was supposed to be Rock and Roman Reigns this year, but because The Rock said he couldn't get into shape, they went with Cody Rhodes. Would the bigger story be for Rock to get involved, cost Cody to win, and now we have this story of can Cody climb back and get into it? And now we've got to build possibly for next year for The Rock and Roman Reigns. Because you can always put the title on Cody at another event, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam. You can always get Cody his run. I know that he's been talking a lot about finishing the story, becoming the first Rhodes to ever win a WWE championship. And I get that. And there is a great story there. But this bloodline story, man, you still got stuff that you can do with Sammy. You still got so much meat on the bone. I don't know if it's time to end that and then go in a different direction. So, said all that to say, my opinion, who should win? Roman Reigns. My prediction, just reading all the tea leaves and just kind of seeing what WWE would typically do. And they like to send the fans home happy. You know, only in certain situations have they had the heel go over on the final match of WrestleMania. The tea leaves say, and my prediction is Cody Rhodes will be your new WWE undisputed heavyweight championship. So, but I'm looking forward to that match. I think that's going to be next to Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew. I think that's going to be the best match on the card. Like I said, nothing against Cody's ability. I know the match is going to be good. I know Roman is going to be good. There's just something about Cody that don't quite land with me. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll see it tonight and I'll do another video. But that's my predictions. Like I say, I ain't got no big following. I know I ain't got no comments, so I don't know people watching right now. But if anybody picks this up, I'm put some tags in here for my wrestling fans. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. WrestleMania is about an hour and 30 minutes away, I guess. So y'all sit back and enjoy. And maybe we'll do this again. I might give me a little partner, one of my buddies that watch a little wrestling with me. All right. So happy WrestleMania. Enjoy. And I'll be back at you pretty soon.